take the responsibility. You're in control of everything. If you're not happy in life, I'm sorry to say that, but it's your fault. If you are poor, if you're not doing something well, it is your fault. In the same way that people who are successful, it's not a coincidence. I love to see life as a game, and if I'm playing that game, why wouldn't I be good at it? People spend time playing video games that just take their time and they don't actually achieve anything in life because of video games, and they succeed in those video games just to have, I don't know, better swords or better cars in those games or anything. But why not play the game of life and succeed in that game of life? I look life as a game. If I can be successful, why wouldn't I be successful? If I'm gonna think, why shouldn't I think big?
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Need to Succeed podcast. As you will know by now, this podcast is really designed for us to speak to really successful entrepreneurs and just to understand what is their need to succeed. Because oftentimes what happens is you get two people who go through the exact same situation. And one person decides, because of this situation, I am going to go on to become wildly successful. And then another person in the same situation decides, because of this situation, I can no longer achieve the things that I want to achieve. Same situation, different outcome. Now, what is the difference between these two mindsets? That is exactly what we look to uncover on this podcast. And today, I have got an absolutely incredible guest. It's a little bit of a different one. We have got a senior front-end tech engineer turned content creator. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. JavaScript himself, Dominic. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for that introduction. I love the part you said about different mindsets and different outcomes from the same situation, and that difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset. Yeah, loved it.
Absolutely. Well, I didn't say the growth and fixed mindset part. You said that. That was lovely. I like that.
Yeah. We know the terms. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it's a real great pleasure having you here. I've really been trying to get you here for a little while now, but we managed to make it happen. So super excited.
Yep, me too. So lovely to be here that we caught ourselves.
Brilliant stuff, brilliant. So look, we've got a tradition on this podcast, and the very first question, Dom, really is, what does success actually mean to you?
What does success mean to me? Success, I would say, it's everything and it's nothing. To elaborate it, I love to see life as a game, and if I'm playing that game, why wouldn't I be good at it? It's, I don't know, people spend time playing video games that are, I don't know, that just take their time and they don't actually achieve anything in life because of video games, and they succeed in those video games just to have, I don't know, better swords or better cars in those games or anything. But why not play the game of life and succeed in that game of life? I look life as a game. If I can be successful, why wouldn't I be successful? It's like way more interesting life. It's way more exciting. Like, I don't know what exactly will happen the next day. It's not that boring life. It's just like something new every day. I don't know where will I be in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years. I know it will be something incredible. I just want to live that life and expand my possibilities. If I can do it, then why not? If I'm gonna think, then why shouldn't I think big? Because I'm thinking anyway.
Wow. I love that. I mean, it comes so natural to you, the way you've kind of said it's it's the game of life. Like, if I'm going to play, then why not play to win? Why not play at the highest level? That in itself is a successful mindset, right? That is, the mindset of someone who is successful. And even if they're not successful yet, if someone is able to actually think that way, then surely they can only become successful because they're looking to play, at the highest level, which would really kind of explain, how you've gotten to where you've gotten today. So that's a great answer, my friend. Absolutely love it. And what I really want to unpack is actually how you come to have that mindset, because once again, like I said, it came very natural to you the way you've said it then. But the reality is, if everyone thought that way, then everyone would be successful. But they're not, right? And that's why, I love having these conversations with people like yourself, because, the audience can really then benefit. Like, how do you get to come to actually have a mindset like that, right? So, I mean, have you always been this way? Have you always thought like this?
Definitely no. So I would say that I was smart kid in the primary school and everything. I have great grades, but we know that grades are definitely not the proof for future success. Then I had one period when my high school started and my college started. I would say that I kind of degraded myself. I started, I don't know, going out, and I was like in my teenage days and everything, and that kept me occupied for a couple of years. But then at one point, it was during the college, it's kind of the long story and everything, so we don't need to get deep inside of it.
Let's go into it. Why not? We've got time.
But yeah, kind of like a lot of things started to happen to me, and I started becoming more and more aware of myself, of my childhood, of my friends, of my ex-relationships and everything. And I just started to becoming way, way more self-aware. And at one point, it just all came to me suddenly. And I would say it was kind of like a process it was painful at first, because when you look your past traumas in your eyes for the first time, it can be a bit painful. I wouldn't say that I had a bad childhood or anything. So I had a loving family. I still have a loving family or everything. But every family has its negative things. Every school, every friend, every ex-girlfriend and everything. There's a lot of things, if you're not unaware of them, they just come at one point. So they started coming to me as I became more and more aware. And at that point, I was I was really afraid. I didn't know what's happening to me. I was changing, but I was really afraid. Didn't know what to do. So I actually felt bad. So I started to feel pretty anxious. I couldn't sleep that well or anything. But I always had that at the back of my mind, let's fix it. I mean, it's possible to fix it. Why not? Everything's fixable. And then I started to read books, and that completely changed my life. That completely changed everything. I started to read non-fiction books, and I started seeing incredible progress with me from that state of being down. I started everything started to change for me. I realized how much non-fiction books are powerful. Never mind if that's philosophy, psychology, any other sort of self-development, or even spirituality. Later I discovered spirituality, and I just realized that books are so powerful. And
do you remember the first book non-fiction that you read?
I do, and it was The Power of Positive Thinking from Vincent
Norman Peale.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, but
you did.
Yeah. That was my first book, and actually a cool thing that happened to me after reading that book was because he's suggesting he has many in that book. He has many chapters in which he explains the way the way you should think in those positive ways. And I was but I already check a lot of these boxes. I don't know if I really can't remember the number of them right now, but I would say that I checked maybe 70-80% of those boxes, and I was wow. And then I realized later that those books actually just remind you that you already have something like that in yourself, but you need to focus more on those strengths and remove the weaknesses. And yeah, as I was learning and growing, then after books I just started, I was so impressed how life can change, how I'm becoming life more self-aware of everything, how I'm becoming more fulfilled, just solving my problems, and I would say control reality in that way that I want. Obviously, I cannot like 100% control the reality, nobody can, but I was seeing like that progress where I have more power over my reality.
Wow.
And I was like, yes, I want to do that. It's exciting. It's fun. So yeah,
That's amazing. I mean, I would actually say that you can, change your reality. Right? I can't remember who said it, but it says when you start to change how you look at things, the things you look at change. Right?
yeah,
And like you said then, well, actually, you're looking at this list and you're thinking, hang on, 80% of this stuff, like I'm already good at this stuff, right? But you were focusing on that 20%, which is the stuff that you weren't so good at. But once you realize that you change your frame of thinking, that is when you change your reality, right?
yeah, 100%. Because like our reality is just like a mirror of our inner self and our beliefs, whatever we have inside, whichever beliefs we have, we just like project it around ourselves. And there's always like, I love how you said it, like there's always that your control over any situation, because there is like an empty space between some situation and your reaction to it, and you have the control over it. Your beliefs control it, your self-image, your thinking control that. So yeah, that's the first step, like just to take the responsibility. You're in control of everything. If you're not happy in life, I'm sorry to say that, but it's your fault. If you are poor, if you're not doing something well, it is your fault. In the same way that people who are successful, it's not a coincidence. It's their not fault, but they're successful for a reason. So everything we do, whether we're aware of it or unaware of it, it's all here for a reason. Of course, I still have some stuff that bugs me. You probably have. Everyone has them.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we just know how to deal with them, how to learn from that stuff, and like look at things that bug us as just as lessons and just as a path for growth, not as something that we should run away from.
Yes, it's not something that has to like take charge of our lives, right? I think Tony Robbins actually, he says something. He said, you can change, like your life can change when you realize that things are not happening to you, but they're happening for you, right? And once you change that, it's just a little change of frame. But once you're able to check, this is not happening to me, it's happening for me. Oh, so how is this actually going to benefit me? Now you're asking the right questions. And then when you ask the right questions, your mind is going to start seeking the answers to those questions. And then you're going to get the answers, right?
100%. I love how you said that, because I also, I think I watched a YouTube video, and it was, in that period, that was, I think 2017, something like that. And it's actually he's a pretty strong YouTuber now. His name is Andrew Kirby. He's actually here from the UK somewhere. Back then, he was like just starting on YouTube, so he didn't have a lot of followers. But yeah, one of his videos was exactly that one, about the questions you ask yourself and how important that is. If you have I don't know, encounter an obstacle and you ask yourself a question like, which way can I solve this obstacle? What can I learn from it? Etc. 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 You just grow, of course. And the other way, if you ask like wrong questions, then like you won't get proper answers.
Exactly. Your mind is a vessel. It's literally, you are in control. If you ask the right questions, it's going to take you there. You ask the wrong questions, it's going to take you there. The mind doesn't care what questions you ask. It just deals with it. Right? And that's the beauty. But yeah, kind of going back to, you've had this realization, actually, like my life is not that bad. How do things then sort of, how do things go from there?
How did things go from there? Well, I started doing like personal development work like crazy. I would say I became obsessed with it, and I still am obsessed. And I think that is what you need for real success, like just that obsession. It's not like people say it's about consistency, and of course consistency is one part, but like consistency on a next level, that's obsession. And I literally started doing all those cliche things. I was reading books, I was watching YouTube videos, reading articles, I don't know, on Medium, Quora. During my lunch break, I would, I don't know, turn on some really interesting YouTube video and watch it. I was basically learning and learning and learning all the time about all the topics. Like,
how old were you at this stage?
I was 22 when it all started.
Wow.
Started to change.
So at 22 is kind of when you had this epiphany. You kind of looked back at your life and were dealing with this hurt and pain, and then within that year you kind of figured out, well, actually, you know what? You picked up a book. Actually, my life's not that bad, and then you went on this journey of personal development.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah,
then,
amazing.
I realized then later that many people actually had that moment when they just, I don't know, hit the rock bottom and then they bumped out of it. To be honest, I noticed that in everyone. So everyone at one point hits that rock bottom, but many people just become so afraid of it, and you know, like that saying, like what doesn't
kill you,
what doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Like those things almost kill many people, and they just like continue on their own path, or they just don't realize how powerful that sign is, and they just continue on their own path. But for me, that was like a completely life-changing moment, and from that moment on, of course it was unpleasant, because dealing with that stuff can be unpleasant. But
was it something in particular that happened that triggered, you know, these feelings, or was it just like over time, just a series of things that brought these feelings back up?
Just a series of things. I would say that I was pretty non-self-aware before that. I was just, I don't know, a regular kid. As I said, like kind of smart. I always had those great grades and everything, but I just wasn't aware of myself that much. I didn't pay any attention to like things like philosophy, psychology. To be honest, it was like bullshit to me, even though it's at this point it's like something that's the most valuable thing is my life. At that point it was just like especially spirituality, that was like let's
that's just nonsense.
That's just complete nonsense. And but
and what were these feelings that were triggered? Like what were the things that were actually worrying you?
At that point I didn't know. So what happened is that now when I look at it, it makes sense. But back then, with 22, that was my first time I actually felt anxiety. So I've never felt it before in my life. Like I just never felt anxiety. So I was happy, sad. I felt those basic feelings, but I never felt like anxiety, depression, and all the other things people are talking about. So I was really afraid of those feelings, emotions, how my mind reacted, my body reacted. I thought that, I don't know, I screwed something up with myself. I literally didn't know what was going on. But as I've said, I learned from those situations, because I always had that in my mind. Like, I mean, I will solve this. It's fixable. I'm doing better. I was like, I'm feeling better than 1 week ago, than 2 weeks ago. Then it's possible to fix it. Obviously, if I can improve it a bit, then I can like fix it 100%. And it wasn't one thing. So it was just like, I don't know, that first part of life passed, like I was pretty unaware of everything, and then I just started to become more and more aware. I started to meditate, and like meditation, when you start to get like deep inside of you, and everything just like came, like all the stuff and all the baggage from my life just came in front of me. And at that point I just didn't have any tools to deal with that. So I was just like terrified of like everything that was happening. But I would say that that's the most important experience that ever happened in my life so far, because that made me what I am today. If that didn't happen, I would probably just living that regular, normal life without like crazy big thoughts right now and big plans for success and everything. So
Wow. Can you explain that? I just want to unpack, why you would feel that something that was such a negative experience for you. Why would you say that was one of the best experiences as well?
Yep, 100%. Because from those experiences, which tend to be so negative, you learn the most. Because you want to just end them in a way. And if you want to end a negative experience, of course you can just do nothing. Time heals everything, and maybe it will pass, maybe it won't. You're gambling by doing that, so you never know. But if you look at those problems straight in the eyes and say like, okay, this happened for a reason. All this negativity, I created that. So if you observe them and start tackling those negativities one by one, then you grow and you gain some powers, you gain some tools to deal with the same issues in the future, and many of them don't even appear in the future just because you leveled yourself up in life, and you can, when something like that happens in the future, I mean, yeah, many things won't happen, but even if something happens, like, you have the tools to deal with them, and when they happen again, you just sharpen those tools.
Absolutely.
Even more.
You can see them coming, you know how to navigate, you know how to get around them. It's like they say, you grow through what you go through, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so no, that's brilliant. So you've kind of had this experience, you've kind of actually self-coached yourself through that. Yes, I know you read books, but you had to, somehow within yourself turn to those books, right? So you kind of coach yourself through, actually, I need to find some tools to actually deal with this. You've started reading and started realizing, well, actually, I've actually got a lot of good within me. I've got a lot of power within me, right? Like, let's actually see what we can make happen in this world. So what were you actually doing for work at that time?
For work, I was just a student.
Yeah? So you were a student this time still?
Yeah, I was a student. I think I had some student jobs like software engineering when I was a student, but that wasn't like I didn't spend a lot of time on it, so mostly student.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant stuff. So now you're starting to get this. What other? So you read The Power of Positive Thinking. What other books did you read?
Oh, so many of them, and I still read them. Like the older I am, the more books I read.
The more you read, absolutely. Give me 3 of your favorite.
Yeah, that's a really, really hard one. But if I had to, yeah, maybe I'll just start with like explaining my theory behind books and everything. The best book for you at one point doesn't need to be the best book for some other people, because a book should be a non-fiction book, of course. You should read it and resonate with the book and apply that knowledge to fix some of your problems or to jump on another level of success or anything. So yeah, what helped me in those situations, like doesn't need to help others. But if I had to pick some books, that would be Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. It's just
powerful.
It's just a crazy powerful book, which if you just study that one book alone, and like
it's enough.
It's enough for for success in almost every part of your life. The other one was Enchidrilion from Epictetus. It's Stoicism, Greek philosophy, and that helped me a lot at that time. Just by Stoicism was like,
I can see how that would help massively during the period.
Yeah, that helped so much. Like, you have all the control, you can do everything. Like you can build that invisible wall around you and decide what comes in and what doesn't come in, and that helped me so much. And Stoicism is still an impressive tool for fast-paced lives of today, just to like turn off the noise. Like it's not important. Yeah, focus on important stuff. Everything else, that's not important. If I break a glass, if I do something like that, it's somebody I don't know cuts me off in the traffic. Like it's not important. No, yeah, don't waste energy on things like that. So yeah, that's a second book, and a third one. It's it's a really really hard question.
You're trying to read through all of them.
Yeah, I'll return to that later.
You have actually given three. Power, Positive Thinking, Napoleon Hill, and then The Epictetus. So three really really good books, by the way. Three really good ones. Okay, brilliant. So now you're going through this. You're reading these books. Your mind is starting to sharpen. And I know Think and Grow Rich, for example. It's not just about personal development, as in your personal life. It actually teaches you how to go out there and become valuable in the marketplace, right? So at this point, are you starting to think about work and commerce, or how are you kind of processing that element, that financial element, or is that something that didn't really come to you at all?
Can you just repeat the question? How do you process?
Yeah. So as in, you're going through the personal development now, right?
Yeah.
And especially Think and Grow Rich, it doesn't just teach you about personal development, it also teaches you about becoming valuable in the marketplace, right? Which is not talking about commerce and making money and financial rewards. Is this something that was in your thought process at all at this point?
Yep, 100%. Although I am a bit spiritual in that whole area of success and everything. Obviously that is the core of the business. Like you need to provide some value and you need to solve a problem, and then like you'll just get things in return. Although what is sometimes a problem is that people want to copy other people's success, and then I don't know, you're successful in property space, then they want to be successful in property space, they want to copy it, but they fail. They want to be successful content creators, but they fail even though they follow the same steps. So for me, the question is more like, what are you meant to be? What do you like to do? Like, don't copy other people's success. Just like explore what you can do, and kind of like Think and Grow Rich help me more in that way, just to set up my mindset to learn how to be successful, but not how to be a successful content creator or how to be a successful property developer or have a course for programming, just like how to be successful, and then you'll find the success that's really meant for you, that you want to do, that you're passionate about, that you will love, not just success for the sake of success and money.
Absolutely. That's beautiful, and I love that, because I know you're a very successful content creator, and I'm an aspiring content creator. But you're right, we see it in this world, right? There's a lot of people, just trying to make fast money, just trying to put out, just trying to do things for the sake of it and emulate, other things. So yeah, for sure, it's got to be something that's congruent, with you, who you are, and how you actually live your life. But I mean, what was that answer for yourself?
Like, what am I?
So were you kind of processing like what success actually means to you? What do you want to do? Were you able to find an answer at that point?
At that point, so the more I was like working for other people, for companies, the more I started to realize that it's not what I want to do, that I just want to do my own stuff, because I couldn't find motivation to work for other people, because those are their ideas. I have my own ideas, and even though I didn't have them at the time, but I just knew like I will develop some ideas and going into that direction. And I always had a lot of things on my mind in that period. What could I do? I had an idea, so I started writing on Medium. I even had an idea of writing a book that back then. I postponed that idea. Actually, good thing that I did. Save it for some other times. But yeah, then I started with Medium, Twitter, everything, and then at the end I found that content creation. So I was just experimenting, I would say. I didn't want to copy other people's success and say like, oh, he's successful, I don't know, in writing on Medium, I'll just write on Medium, copy him. I was like, yeah, let's try that. I still love writing. But when I found content creation in the terms of videos, I was just blown away with it, because I knew that's it, because I could, the first video I recorded and edited, I had so much fun with it. And even now, when I need to do it, I don't know, and I don't need to do it, but when I do it like on Sunday evening on 10 p.m, like I have so much fun doing that. It's a game for me.
That's amazing. It takes away that element of work, right? When you're enjoying and loving what you do, that element goes away. And I always say this to a lot of like younger generation, like when you're younger, that's the best time to actually experiment with things and do different things and try. Like, if you don't like it, cool, you move on. Like, what's there to lose? Because if you don't try that at this age, when you're younger, when you get older, it's a lot more difficult to experiment. Then now you got family, now you got kids, now you got responsibilities. You can't just be experimenting with stuff. Like, you need to be bringing home the bacon, right? So it's like, why not just experiment things and see what you like and see what you don't like, and then that way you can hopefully find that thing that you're truly passionate about, and then it doesn't feel like work, right?
Yeah, 100%. And especially in these days when it's so easy to experiment, it's so easy to start a side hustle, to start an online business, and you instantly have global reach, and you have so much different materials online. But that's also a problem. You have so many things, but not only good things. You have a lot of bad negative things, a lot of noise around. So yeah. I don't know, I wasn't alive 100 years ago, but like back then the problem was finding information. Today it's problem like just to reduce the noise and of course find that pure information, what you actually need. But if you don't focus on that, like there are many successful and smart people in marketing, in sales, and they will decide like in your name what do you want to do, which shoes you want to wear, which content will you watch, what will you do. They will like form your beliefs if you don't decide that.
Absolutely. Like the power is there, right? I think literally there's all of these echo chambers now, which is really quite scary. I think this is probably a part of the field that you work in. You guys write all this code, right? Where they can just say, okay, you like this stuff, let's just keep feeding them that stuff, right? But that just means you don't really have any other worldview apart from this little echo chamber that you're in, which can't really be healthy for the world, can it?
Definitely can't. I still believe that anyone can make it, and that even those people are constantly are presented by opportunities and getting different signs from the universe. Start this, try this, like stop with this, you're not happy, you're not successful, and that's visible in their faces, bodies, in anything they do. Like it's visible they're not successful. I still believe they receive all those signs, but they just don't react to them, because it's like that comfort zone that actually destroys you in the end. Yeah, just get a job, escape that reality with, I don't know, alcohol, drugs, what else, like Netflix, porn, gambling, and all the other things. And like you can't do all those things like all the time, of course, but you should
sometimes.
Yeah, just sometimes. No, definitely not all the time. And yeah, take responsibility for your life and use that extra time not to escape from your current reality, but to build a new reality that you want to live.
I love that. Not to escape from your current reality, but to actually build the reality that you want, because you've got the control. You can burn that time and waste it, like you said, on Netflix and all that stuff. You can say, well, you know what? I don't like this reality, so let me spend this time to build, the reality that I actually want. That's beautiful, man. I love that. And like for yourself, like how was that journey for you? Because, you tested a lot of different things and then you found content creation. Like how, this is something that made not forget the audience, because, definitely I know the audience are going to benefit from this, but, just from myself, right? Like how do you really decide what your content is going to be? Because I love watching your stuff. Like I'm not even into like like coding and all that stuff. So I'm like, this is funny. I like this. Right? How do you decide on that?
How do I decide on content? So I have two types of content, kind of like my main categories, and those are like truly valuable content around software engineering, coding tips and tricks, just helping people to get into tech, to break into tech, because many people want to do that. And other part are funny videos, because I love to have fun. I always love to have fun, and I just love to make other people laugh. Now I finally have that opportunity to make like hundreds of thousands of people laugh. So yeah, I love doing both things. How do I pick it? So yeah, I have, since I'm in that, the more I am into content creation, the more I am in that content creation mindset, and everywhere I go, everything I do reminds me and gives me ideas. Oh, I could do a content about this, I could do a content about that. I just write down those ideas and then form some scripts around them, because I'm so deep in that field, not just software engineering as coding, but also like I've been working for tech companies for 5-6 years, something like that. So I know kind of like the pain points around them. I know which things in coding are more relevant or less relevant. So I try to pick the most relevant stuff that people can relate to. My funny videos, for example, they're always like sketches around developers, juniors, seniors, or about project managers or recruiters or designers. Like, there is a lot of like jokes you can throw.
They're hilarious. I don't even know that stuff, but I find them funny.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, like many people told me that like I cannot understand some of your jokes, but they're still funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I love that. I believe that, yeah, my energy that I'm putting into those videos is just like making those reactions in people, even though they cannot like truly understand it, because obviously they don't work in tech space.
Field, yeah, absolutely. I mean that's amazing. Essentially, so what you're saying, if someone wants to be a content creator, then really you need to have a deep understanding of what it is that you're creating content around, because you need to be looking at the pain points, things that make people laugh. And do you feel like it's important to have a balance of, educational content and actually funny pieces of content?
I don't think you need to have that, because there are many creators that have purely educational content or purely fun content, because it's not like that everything in life needs to have that, I don't know, true value of helping to people in a way that, I don't know, I explain them how to code something. Like, sometimes it's just enough to make people laugh, to inspire them in different ways, to showcase them things. So I think that if you want to be a good content creator, you should, like with success, like find your own way and find your own space. Definitely pick something you like and like the whole process. Don't, I don't know, go into tech because you heard that great money is in tech. Like, the best money is there where you will be able to, like, in the field that you actually enjoy, because in that field you will be the best and the money will be the best. So I would say, yeah, just pick something you like, and it's actually at its core, it's pretty simple. Find your niche, love that niche, provide value consistently, and at some point you will go viral, because if you provide value, algorithm will recognize you. At one point, people will recognize you, and your videos will be started getting pushed, and yeah, you will succeed.
Amazing. I love that one. Because yeah, content at the moment is just incredible. Like, in terms of what's truly possible with, a personal brand, and how you're then able to kind of verge away from that, create businesses around that. I was listening to I forgot his name now. This is the founder. Have you heard of Think Media?
Think media. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, they're brilliant. They make like a content creation platform, but they had, some of the best content creators on there. They have like these conventions every year. They had people like Tom Ballier, Patrick Bet-David. They've had Alex Hormozy. These were all speaking on the platform last year. But I was listening to him and he was saying, like, content creation, especially on like YouTube, for example, is the fastest growing business in terms of small businesses. There's literally millions of people now coming on and actually starting businesses. They're getting real money. They're getting, six-figure businesses from just creating content. Well, I say just creating content, but it's not just creating content because it's value, right? If people don't want to watch your stuff, then you're going to make no money, right? But obviously, if people love your stuff, then that means you're creating value. Then that's how you make money, right? So I just wanted to understand, like, because the difficult part of that is creating that valuable content that people actually want to watch. So, like, what is your process in terms of time-wise? Because it can be quite time-consuming, in my experience anyway, to really think of something really great, put it together, and what I really liked about what you said, then you're clearly a professional because you said, I think about the idea and then I write a script. Like, that's something that if you don't understand the content creation process, you think that's just, oh yeah, you write a script. No. Not everyone writes a script. In fact, most people don't write scripts, right? And that's why they don't have the level of success that you do. So, like, how do you manage your time?
That's a good question. Also, before I didn't write scripts or anything, so that's all just a process of learning, of becoming better and everything. How do I manage my time? Well, I still, I'm on my notice period, so I am working for 2 more weeks for a company, and I've actually built my whole audience in 1 year and 3 months.
Wow.
While having my full-time job. So it was. I'm a software engineer. I'm good at, I would say, maths and logic and everything. So I always tend to be more efficient. So the same principles.
So I've got no chance, basically.
No. I would say like the same principles I applied to my code. I try to apply them to my life, just to how to make things more efficient and everything. And that's how I started. Like doing stuff in batches. I realized because I committed myself to post once a day, and before when I started, like, I realized it's not gonna work because you will easily miss one day, and then what? Like you lose that momentum. So I started creating content in batches, and when you set aside a couple of hours to create the content for the whole week, then it's much easier because you can. In that whole week, you can pick a couple of hours. I'm sure that everyone can pick like a couple of hours to create that content. And when I got into the game later, it took me on average, I would say, half an hour per one short form video. So it's not a lot of time, definitely not a lot of time to make a content word for week. So just, I would say, 3-4 hours per week. I'm sure that anyone can do that at the beginning. Right now it is a bit hectic, I would say, with time, because my social accounts started to grow like crazy. I quit my job. I'm still on my notice period. I started a company. I'm building a course on the side. I started to work with a lot of clients and mentor them and create a content for them. So there's a lot of things going on right now. And just to gain more time, I stopped drinking. So I haven't been drinking for the last 3 months, just because I need more time to manage everything. And
how do you feel?
I feel amazing. Really, I felt I needed that break, because before that I was just like, it's not like I was an alcoholic or anything, but I just wanted to have that break. I felt like I needed it, and a couple of weeks into that, I started to grow like crazy on social media. I quit my job and everything. Wow. So I would connect that to not just that time that I used to drink alcohol or anything, but just that whole attention and momentum. I was like, I don't want to, party. I don't want to do anything. Don't want to drink. Let's just catch that momentum and break out of how can I say, not Matrix yet, but yeah.
Well, it is, right? That actually kind of gave me the chills. You really saying that, because like opportunity comes knocking, right? You know what I'm saying? What was I think this saying goes, success is when opportunity meets preparation.
Yeah.
Right? Now you saw your content starting to catch fire, and you could just say, oh yeah, this is cool, my hard work is starting to pay off now. But you said, well, actually, here's a moment, here's an opportunity. I'm not going to double down. I'm going to cut off all this other rubbish that I was doing. I'm not going to double down and actually really focus. And, as a result of that, like, it's just gone, to the sky, hasn't it?
Yep, 100%. Exactly what you said. Like, I saw that opportunity and I was like, yeah, let's cut off everything, catch that momentum. So yeah, like the initial question was how do I manage time? Right now, I basically work quite a lot. So I wake up around 7:30. I would say that I work till on average till 8, 9 every day, including weekends. So I maybe take, I don't know, half a Saturday off or something, just because I have so much stuff to do and I want to do it, because it's not that I need to do it. I really want to do it. But the real advice is on time efficiency. I will be able to give them like in a couple of months after I finally have my last day at my 9-to-5 job, and then I will be able to like make everything efficient and organized. And then it's because right now it is, I wouldn't say it's hectic. It's just like there are so many things that I have to sometimes do things ad hoc. I cannot like organize everything. I just need to do ad hoc stuff.
I love the honesty in that answer, right? It's just like, listen, bro, like right now I'm in grind for it. Like I'm grinding right now. Do you know what I mean? So there's no efficiency. It's just working. Like we're working. But that's what it takes. Every successful entrepreneur goes through that period. Like you just have to get your head down and just do the work. Like the work needs to be done. I've still got a job. And I've got my business that I'm growing on the side. My business has not got to a stage where it really needs a lot of my attention, but I've still got a job. So you know what? Yes, I've given my notice period, but right now I have to grind. So just put my head down and get the job done. And that's really what it takes a lot of time to succeed, right? So I love the honesty in that, but at the same time, with that being said, you are still creating content. You mentioned something about setting some time aside and creating and then batching. From my experience, I think something's changed recently. How do you do that? Because you're on multiple platforms, right? You're on TikTok and Instagram as well. Are you batch creating the content and then setting an alarm for yourself to say, okay, at this time I'm going to post? Or how are you scheduling that content?
Sure. So I created, even now I created in batches, but don't have specific time for it. But just created in batches, and then. I usually at this stage post once a day. So on Instagram around 3 p.m. UK time, on TikTok, even on YouTube, because I post YouTube shorts. Yep. So I post around 5 p.m. and usually when I create those videos, when I edit them, then I just upload them, not upload them, but save them to draft on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, just so that when I actually need to post, I just need to open the app and click post. I still haven't found any great apps for scheduling. It would be great to just schedule everything that I don't even need to have that click. But to be honest, that click is nice because then I love to be active after I post. I love to engage with my community because they really love that. Not when you're somebody just post and don't reply to any comments, messages, or anything. So that's actually a good thing for me, just to post that and then be active, really active for the next half an hour, reply to as many comments as possible. And
that's amazing, man. That's amazing. On one hand, I was hoping that you'd give me some neat trick, like you're going to tell me some tool that I could use to schedule it. I was like, no, he's doing what I'm doing. But at the same time, I love what you said. That actually makes a lot of sense, it's almost like a blessing in disguise because you have to post that manually. It then gives you the opportunity to really kind of engage with your audience. And it is really nice when you take the time to comment on someone's post and then they actually reply to you like, oh, nice, this person's actually, replied to me. It feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels amazing. And I would recommend it, especially for like smaller accounts. Try to engage as much as possible with anyone, because that will help you build larger audience. Because more you comment, more other people will comment, and that's really good. Not just for the algorithm, but for your brand. People just love when creators respond to them. They don't feel ignored. That, I mean, sometimes it's impossible at my stage because there's like thousands of comments and message requests and everything. I would love to reply to everyone, but then that would become not my full-time job, but double full-time job, and I wouldn't be able to do anything else, just replying to stuff. But yeah, there are some other tricks you can use to like just have engaging community, even if you can't respond to all the comments. For example, on Instagram, you can do Q&A sessions. So you post a story with some question, you ask people something, and then you share the best answers and reply to those answers. And it's just a great way for your community to see that you're active, to see that you're engaged, and to see that, because that's what it is at the end. Like, I'm there to help other people. Of course, I grow as a person and I build my business in that way, but the core of that is helping. I believe that should be the core of every business, like helping. Like you help somebody, you get money in return. It's just like exchange of goods, exchange of energy, if you want to say it in that way. But yeah, just helping at its core.
I love that, man. What's been the secret to your growth?
The secret to my growth, I would say initially that mindset. So I committed myself to post once per day, and I haven't missed it since my first day. So I started just with TikTok, and yeah, it's first that mindset. Okay, let's start doing something. Let's commit to it. It's a good thing that I actually loved it and enjoyed it, so it wasn't a problem to.
So you haven't missed a day for 1 year and 3 months?
Yep.
Wow.
Haven't missed a single day on TikTok. And yeah, I was basically alone in that journey. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have any other successful people I knew that are successful on social media. That was just, me trying and seeing what's going on. So I didn't know a lot of like obvious things just because, I was experimenting. And that was back in September of 2021.
Okay.
Then in March 2022, so pretty recent, still this year, I went to one cool influencer creators event here in London. That's why I love London, because it's like so many great events and so many opportunities to meet new people. I mean, we basically met on that event. So I was in that same event in March, and one girl, which is now actually my really good friend, because we also met there, and she's also
the girl that's in your content.
No, she's also a tech content creator. We met there, and now we're like great friends. And
oh wow, I thought she was your partner.
No. Yeah,
okay.
Not don't have any at the moment, but we're just like great friends. And she
Dumb is on the market, everyone. Dumb is on the market.
No, I said it publicly. And yeah, she suggested me to like start reposting on Instagram and YouTube too. Like, why not? I started doing that, and at first it was a bit bad. We'll come to that growth secret soon. But yeah, at first it was a bit bad. So on Instagram, I don't know, in the first couple of months, I got up to 200 followers. So nothing special, because I didn't put a lot of attention into it. It was just like, I don't know, let's repost, but not consistently. Occasionally, I sometimes just downloaded videos from TikTok to remove the watermark and just push them there. It was a problem because I wasn't consistent about it. I didn't put a lot of attention into it. It was just like let's do it. Like, why not? Because yeah, I had a hard time seeing potential in Instagram because TikTok was going well, and then I was like, yeah, why care with Instagram that much? But then in July, I decided like, okay, let's change this. So I started adding captions, covers, and I started posting consistently. Captions were a big game changer on Instagram because around half of people watch reels without sound. So in all of my videos, sound is obviously extremely important. And if you and what I'm speaking is important, and if you don't have sound, people will just scroll away because they cannot get the point. So I started doing that, and I started seeing way more engagement. So it was becoming much better, and then it all started, I would say, in September. That whole crazy growth started. So back in September, I had around 500 followers. That was like 2.5 months ago. 500 followers, and one video got viral. And before that video, all of my videos, like I posted them and they got like between 100 and 5k views, but they died, I would say, in the first hour. But that one video, I saw it actually 2 days after I posted it. It's still getting views, and something is happening there, and it's getting more and more views, and it broke like 100k, 200k, 300k.
Wow.
And yeah, it just started getting viral, and then all the other videos started to get viral, and that was my, as I said, like I'm posting like educational content and funny content. That was a funny video, and I was like, okay, algorithm now recognize this funny video, it's pushing it. I'm gonna just post funny videos twice a day. And all of them basically went pretty well. Some of them got like insanely viral. I think that one video now has like more than 11 million views.
Wow.
And yeah, I basically got from 500 to 100,000 followers in 1 month. And that was just like crazy journey.
Incredible. That is, sorry, go ahead. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, that was just like so wonderful. Yeah, to share some learnings, of course, I would say like just consistently provide value, experiment, make sure that videos are attention catchy, that they have that, of course, core has to be that value, but those other tricks are make sure they are attention catchy. You can change angles, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can add other visuals to like show what you're explaining, or yeah, depending on your type of the video. I highly recommend adding captions because many people watch it without sound on, and then if they scroll up, that's really bad for the algorithm, and you lose like a lot of potential by not having captions. And then yeah, just provide that value consistently and experiment, and at one point like you'll get there, and you only need that one viral video to kind of like that can truly change your life, because you will suddenly, not only because it's not gonna be just one viral video, but at least on Instagram, the algorithm recognizes you when you have that video which passed, I don't know, 100k. I don't know, because nobody knows exactly how the algorithm works. But when you have that one video, your other videos will be pushed too. So yeah, just experiment, and it's gonna happen sooner. Like if you want it to happen, it's like you can either quit or it will happen. Like it sounds a bit cliche. We've all heard that like advice, but it's just like all those cliche advices they actually work. You apply them to your life and they work.
I mean, you don't have any other option but to believe that, right? Because to go from 500 followers, and I just want everyone to really take that in, to go from 500 followers to 100,000 followers, no paid ads, not anything else. It's just purely grafting, just putting the content in every single day, making the commitment to post every single day. But what once again, what I loved about what you're saying is when you got that hit, you're like, hang on, okay, cool. Like, what happened? Let me pull up this video. Let's have a look at this video. Okay, this is a funny video. Okay, cool. This is what they're looking for. Now I'm going to post 2 of this every single day. That's smart. Right? Like, that's smart. That is not just, oh, I've got, how much money can I make from all the videos? It's like, okay, well, how can we actually improve this? How can we really get better? And that's really where the success mindset comes into it. Because if you're not going back to what you said at the start, what success means to you is like, if I'm going to play the game, why not play at the highest level? All right? And if you don't have that mindset, you don't double down at that stage. You kind of say, oh, let's see how well this does.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, 100%. Like, just investigate that content, as you said. Like, if something goes well, like not just in content creation, but anywhere in life, if something is going well, double down on that, because like you figured it out in that way. Like, you knew, now you make money here, or you're getting views here, or you're getting attention there. Just double down on that. Like, you found something, and sure, you can experiment with other things, but for that, like, don't just let it go. Like, oh, cool, this video is now viral, and yeah, let's do something else. Like, no. To be honest, that was my problem, because I had viral videos before. I don't think I spent enough time in investigating those videos, so that was also part of my learning progress. But what happened to me recently on TikTok, so just a week ago, something like that, so I found an impressive format, like, that goes really well for my educational videos. And I posted that one video, and it had extremely high conversion rate from viewers to followers. I realized that not only watch time is important for algorithm to push the video, that's for TikTok, but also a conversion to followers. Not too many people watched that whole video, like I think like 29%, but it had extremely high conversion from followers, from viewers to followers. I started reposting the same format, and basically all of them went really well. So that first video, it had around 200,000 views, 250,000 views, and it got me 5,000 followers.
What?
Just that one video. Yeah. So then I posted the same video, same type of video, 70,000 followers, 70,000 views, but got me around 1,500 followers, 2,000 followers, so like crazy conversion rates.
Yeah.
And then like I started reposting the same type, and now I have the latest video, which got almost 1 million views and got me like 20,000 followers.
Crazy.
Just one video. And like, yeah, exactly. If you find something that works, just go into it, because yeah, it works, and algorithm know it works, and people love it, and everyone loves it, because otherwise you miss such a huge opportunity. If I was like, after the first video, which got me 5k followers, I could just be like, oh, cool, one viral video, but then I would miss like 20,000 just from that one best one, and from the other smaller ones, and who knows in the future, like how will that change? I mean, there are I've seen crazy growth on my accounts, but yeah, there are people that grew even faster than me, even crazier than me. I knew one account on YouTube. I watched her content like a couple of months ago. She had 300,000 followers, something like that. Now she's on 2 million on YouTube.
Wow.
That's so yeah, like everything is possible in that space. Like when you have your own business, that's why it's so fun, because you can. That's why it's so exciting, because you can, like, you're experimenting and it's going well, then you're stagnating a bit, maybe you're even going down a bit, but you're playing, and then you make that one move, and suddenly like 5x revenue, 10x revenue,
Bang.
5x viewers, followers, everything just goes, and that's like, oh, such a wonderful
Great
moment.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
But it's like what they say, like success leaves clues. Success leaves clues, and if it's happened, then you can literally just replicate that again, right? But like when you first got that viral video, how do you process that? Because now you're just getting ping, 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 ping. Like, how do you actually go through that?
You mean?
How do you process it? How do you handle it?
You mean for the first video or
Yes.
no? Yeah, for the first video, that was extremely exciting moment, because I think the first video that I thought that I like thought of that is viral was a video on TikTok that got me like 25,000 views. Back then I had like 50 followers, and because of that one video I got to 250. So yeah, it was a big deal because it's 5x
5x,
my TikTok. So it was a big deal. And I even, since I created content on Twitter, I had a couple of like viral tweets that got, I don't know, a couple of thousand of retweets. So that was also like a really cool moment, because you're just like looking those notifications and they're just coming and coming and coming, and your content is being shared and liked and everything. So it's definitely, it was a special moment. It still is now, but now it's more like that's a new level that's expected. Like before it was more like I don't know, a chance, or I wouldn't say luck, because I was experimenting, but still it was. But today it's more like I make every content with that in mind. Like, this has the opportunity to go viral. Like, I mean, of course, what was viral back then is not viral anymore. I would say like viral for me is now more than 1 million views. Something like that.
We've leveled up. There's another level now.
You always level up, like like everything in life. But yeah, like
amazing. Honestly, this is it's been such an incredible conversation. I've really enjoyed this. Learned so much. I'm super excited, and I'm sure the audience has learned an absolute ton as well. You've just done an incredible thing over the last few months, and I just love your mindset for success. Something happens, double down, work harder, and just make that success start to actually compound on itself. But look, you've done amazing things now. You've been able to actually, quit your job and go into this full time, which is incredible when you think about you started creating content just over a year ago. But today now, with all of these successes that you've had, like, what is still your need to succeed today?
Sorry, what is
your need to succeed?
My need to succeed?
Yeah.
How do you mean that, my needs?
Like,
to succeed.
So like, what is now driving you today?
What is driving me to like many things. So I just, the more I do it, like, the more my life is funnier, the more I provide value to other people, the more I help other people, and I just want to scale that. Basically, I want to focus on helping people, becoming the best version of myself. And I'm not driven by money, because I already do pretty well financially, and I know I'll do much better in the future, like way more than now. So I'm not focused on the money, because I just know it's gonna be there. I'm just focused on helping other people, providing value, and being fulfilled in life, and be happy in that life. So I would say that, I don't have any materials goals. Of course I have some things I visualize in my mind what I want to have, but those are more like, that's not my core motivation. My core motivation is just helping people and exploring life and giving them tricks that they cannot find anywhere else, and giving them advice they cannot find anywhere else. We'll see where will that whole journey end up, because I'm still like 27 and everything. So still everything started, I would say, of course, when I was a kid, but from 22 to 27, like, so many things have changed in these 5 years. And I'm really happy to see how will that unfold, because especially this is my next chapter now. Quit my job on my notice period, and I know that will have a profound effect on me, like everything, probably even more than everything else I did before. So we'll see. But what drives me, definitely that, just to help people have fun, provide value, like explore life, because that's where I find like a lot of fun.
Amazing. Dom, thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Ibrahim, and it was a pleasure speaking with you.
Amazing. It was great to have you, my friend.